Okay, welcome everybody. Here we are for some strength training. Let's go ahead and warm up seated, toe touch, reach across. We're going to talk a lot about muscles today. Today's more detailed muscle talk. We're going to get into the hamstrings and the quadriceps a little more. Forearms. Up and over. Spread the fingers. Kick and push. We'll do a nice seated stretch too on our warm up. And rotate. Heel touch, comb the hair. In and out the arms. Good. And then put your right leg out and just take a deep breath in and stretch. So you got your toes up, heel on the floor, just lean forward, stretching the back of your leg. Okay, rotate your ankle. Other direction. Point and flex your toes. Good. Other leg out. Take a deep breath in. Stretch the back of your leg again. Good. Rotate that ankle. Other direction. And point and flex. Okay, a few more stretches. We're going to put this leg back here, and the same hand is going to reach up. Lift the chest, breathe deep in the belly. One more deep breath. Inhale for like 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. Good. Let's try the other side. And reaching up. Breathe deep in the belly. All right, then relax, back to center. We're going to grab onto the side of the chair and just stretch the neck. And other side. Looking to the side. And other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our band out. We're going to start with chest press. And as we do this, I'll talk about the muscles that you're using. So behind the back, choke up on it here. by pinching and just grabbing up higher. And we're going to press it out and together. So to start with, we're working the pectoralis major, the chest muscles there. There's a pec minor in here too that gets used a little bit. It's more of a stabilizer, keeping everything together. And then also the tricep muscles are being worked as we press out. Anytime you extend the arm, that's triceps. This is extending the arm. So let's do about 10 more of these. Nice and slow and steady. Might end up using some of these shoulder muscles in the front too, the deltoids. About 2 more. Good. So let's move on to some legs. Wrap up the legs with the band over the top. Make it nice and tight. And then we're going out and in. This is working the abductor muscles. A, B, D, U, abductor. So taking away, moving the legs away. I think the technical name is abductor longus. And relax. Good. You'll notice if we walk the feet out further, we'll work the glutes a little more. So let's try that. We'll have our feet out wide. Rest for about 5 seconds. Take a deep breath. Okay, and then out and in. Working the abductors and the glutes, the gluteus maximus. Let's do 5 more. A little harder when it's further out. Good. All right, let's go down to the feet. Next, we're going to work some back muscles. So underneath the feet. So in the back, we have about 4 different groups here. The trapezius muscles, the rhomboids kind of in the middle, and the latissimus dorsi on the bottom lower part. And then also your shoulders, the deltoid muscles are working a little bit. Pull it back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. That'll help focus on the muscles. And your lower back's working a little bit too by stabilizing. Exhale as you pull back. About 5 more. Good to keep the shoulders down. Last 2. Good. All right, let's go back to those abductor muscles. You're just going to hold the band handles together and going out and in. Big steps, up and down. This is 3, 4, we'll go to 10. 5. Excellent. All right, then we're going to do an upright row. Upright row is more trapezius muscles, the upper back area, pulling up. A little bit of deltoids here, working, and then biceps. Whenever you pull, you're going to end up using your biceps. So I lean forward just slightly, tighten the lower back, raise it straight up. Think of the elbows going up. Let's do about 10 more of these. Try to keep the shoulders down still, not too much up with the shoulders. 2 more. And relax. Good. Go ahead and take the band out of there. And let's set the band behind us for now. We might come back to that. But we'll get the ball out and we're going to work the erectus abdominis, which is the front of the abdominal area here. Put the ball at the lower back and we'll go back and forth. So there's basically 4 abdominal muscles to think about. And this one's the erectus abdominis muscle. It goes straight up and down, forward and back. Inhale as you go back, that'll open it up, and then exhale forward. So nice and slow on these. The abdominal muscles are quite a bit more endurance type muscles. So you could do abdominal exercises and lower back exercises almost every day and not get too tired with it. But if they get sore, you might take a little break. Let's do 5 more of these straight forward. Good. All right, and then we're gonna make like a long arm. You're gonna look back and then bring it forward toward the knee. Look back, look forward. So this is gonna work the obliques, internal obliques. There's internal obliques going this way across the body, and then there's the external, and we'll work those later. Internal going diagonal, opening up and closing. Let's do about 5 more. All right, let's go and try the other side. Nice and slow too. Inhale, exhale. About 3 or 4 more. Good. And then let's work the transverse abdominal muscle. That's the one that goes sideways. So what we're going to do is put the ball just above our waistband and push the ball into the chair and then relax. Just tighten that muscle and then relax it. Pull your belly button to your spine and then relax. Exhale and relax. Just keep working those muscles. The transverse abdominal is a core muscle that we tighten a lot while we do other exercises. So it's good to get in touch with it. About 5 more. And 1 more. Perfect. All right, let's go on to the abductors or adductors, I'm sorry. So adductors are the inner thighs, meaning that they come to, bringing toward each other. And we're going to squeeze, just have the ball above the kneecap so you don't hurt your joint. In and out. Good. And while we're working those adductors, we'll work our forearm muscles in and out with the hands. When you close your hands, it works the forearm muscles in here. They're called the digitorum or digit type movement muscles. They move the fingers. So the ones up front move the fingers more in here. You can kind of look in your hand and see where it's moving, or in your arm. Kind of see where it tightens. Good, and relax. Now let's go ahead and take this ball and put it upper back. And we're going to work the lower back muscles. Those are the erector spinae, pressing back and relaxing. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and put the ball underneath the leg. We're going to work the quadricep muscles next. And got a little more exact what these quad 4 muscles are. We're going to start with the rectus femoris. Just kick and hold. So this muscle here is at the top of the thigh. And there's one underneath it called the vastus intermedialis. And that's right underneath the bicep femoris, attaching just a little to one side or the other, and actually a little shorter. Rectus femoris is kind of goes all the way up, a little longer. So we have the rectus femoris. I'm sorry. Yeah, rectus femoris. Oh, wait a second. I want to get this straight here. Yeah, that's right, rectus femoris, because the back of the leg's bicep femoris. See, that'll help me thinking through it, helps you remember it too. Rectus femoris is in the front, biceps femoris is in the back. It's like a bicep muscle. All right, and it's okay if we're kicking forever. We're working the vastus intermedialis underneath and the rectus femoris. So we have that straight. Now let's just relax and try the other side. Same thing, work the top of the leg. Here in a minute, we'll turn the foot out a little bit and work some of the different quadricep muscles, but mostly we're focusing on those two. Again, rectus femoris, that's the one on top, and then the vastus intermedialis is in the bottom or underneath that one. So lots of kicks, about 10 more kicks and hold each time. I'll just work those muscles. Okay, so next one, let's go ahead and go to the other side. And this time we're going to do stiff leg lifts, and we're going to have the toes turned out. That'll work the vastus medialis, which is more in the side, the top of the leg still, but it's more off to the side. So if we turn the foot out and just do some stiff leg lifts, we might feel that muscle a little more. Also, if you have bad knees on the inside or pain on the inside, it might help relieve that by turning the toe out and working some of these stiff leg lifts. Just do about 5 more. All right, and then we'll try the other side again. Toes turned out, about 10 or 15 raises, trying to get more of the inside top of the leg. Vastus medialis. Just a couple more. Okay, so then we'll switch again. Last time. This one we're going to work the side of the leg, which is a little more the vastus lateralis, the lateral quadricep muscle. You're still lifting the leg up, straight up and down, but you just turn your foot in a little. You get a cramp, go back to something else. Try to work the outer part here. All right, relax the other side. So you might also notice some inflexibility on turning the leg, just turning in and out. We could practice that, huh? I hadn't thought about that. That's a good one. We're gonna have to do that here in a minute. So let's do this up and down, trying to turn the foot in. I get a little Charlie sometimes in this here. Might be the exercise. Be careful. Let's try doing the in and out. Just turn in like you're driving with your foot. All right, let's try the other side. Driving with our feet. One of my legs is a little less, like it doesn't turn as much. You can see that. All right, so let's go ahead and get our weights out. Set the ball down. We're moving on to calves. And I told you last time, the soleus muscle is more the one you use when you're seated for the calves. So that's your calf muscle that we're working up and down. And then you're going to lean into it and go down slowly so you really work the muscle. Good, let's do about 5 more of these. Okay, and then let's go ahead and just take the toes up. I'm gonna screw back just a little so you can see. Take your toes up is all, and hold them for a brief second, up and relax. That's working the shin muscles, the tibialis anterior and the peroneus longus on the side there. Anterior means front. Okay, so let's go ahead and stand up. What we're going to do is set one weight on the chair or wherever's handy. And we're going to do lat raises with the lat kicks. So we're working the lateral muscle here, the lateral deltoid. So the deltoid, remember, your drapes over the whole shoulder and just pulls as it goes. And then you got your abductor taken away. Let's do 5 more of these. Good. And then we'll try the other side. Just lat raise. Works the balance a little bit. 4 more. Perfect. All right, now we're going to get into the external obliques. Those were the ones that were on the side there that we were working with. So what you do is just put both your weights in one hand if you want to, and we're going to go side to side. Think of pointing this elbow up and then point it straight down. And the side that's working is going to be right here. External obliques. Inhale to one side here, and then exhale as you crunch. Do about 2 more. Good, and then we'll just switch sides. About 3 or 4 more. Next is going to be deadlift. And deadlifts work mostly the glutes as well as the hamstrings. So we'll talk about the hamstrings a little bit. You're going to come down and up. Think of pushing your butt back and then bringing it forward, and that'll really work the glutes. Relax it and then tighten it. So you have your hamstring muscles, got your biceps femoris in the back of the leg, more the main muscle. And then on either side, or actually on, I think the left side or the inner side of both of that muscle is the other two. It's the semimembranosus and the semitendinosus muscle. So those are the three main hamstring muscles. Rectus femoris, semimembranosus, and semitendinosus. If you're doing a paper on muscles, I wouldn't use this video. It's a work in progress. Let's do 4 more. As long as you're feeling it, strings, maybe you got a little more of an idea of what they are, you know, at least we know there's 3 back there now. And it's not really just one muscle moving. Let's go to calf muscles. And we talked about this. The gastrocnemius is the muscle that moves when we go up on the balls of the feet. It moves the foot this way by pulling this way. And it's mostly when we're standing. Gastrocnemius, a little higher up on the calf muscle. So if you felt like your calf muscles were big here, but here you might want to do more seated calves, you see. You wouldn't want to do more standing ones because you'll just get bigger up top. Let's do 10 more. Working those gastrocnemius muscles. I was going to research that one. I'll let you know next video where that name came from, or that'll give you something to do this afternoon. Figure out where gastrocnemius name came from. Give me about 4 more. All right, then I want to get into squats. Those are going to work your quadriceps more, but it will work your glutes and hamstrings too. So it works pretty much the upper part of your legs. Sit back all the way, sitting back and forth. And I think it's good to really think about glute work here by sitting back with it and then bringing your glutes forward. It'll keep you from going too far forward as well. You don't want your knees to go forward. Let's do 5 more of these. Good. All right, now I want to work some rear deltoid muscles. You're going to kind of just bend your knees, keep your back straight, and then push back like so. So notice my arms are straight. Rear deltoid is the back of the shoulder. Keep going here. Maybe about 5 more. Good. Let's go ahead and have a seat. We'll talk forearms next. So forearms, we talked a little bit about the digits moving the fingers, but now when you move at the wrists, that's more the carpal muscles up here, the forearm muscles that are bigger, moving the wrists. So when it's your fingers, 1 more down here, then it's your wrists, a little bit more up there. We're just going to call those the tensor carpi muscles. We'll work those for about 10 more reps. All right, and then going back this way, I believe this would just be like the extensor carpi muscles, extending rather than flexing. So this would be flexor carpi, extensor, and there's little names for all of them. And so it's kind of like a group of 3 or 4 muscles that do this, we could spend a whole half hour on the forearms. There's a lot of muscles in there. Then we also have the radial muscle that kind of pulls up and down. And again, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, but it could always be that one's the radial, but I believe that's the ulnar. In karate, we actually use the radial muscle to hit the nerve. You actually hit the radial nerve a lot. So I know this is the radial because it always goes directly through the thumb down the forearm. That's how you can tell where to hit. So then you have the ulna, which is more the other direction, where to go back with it. So the radial muscle and the ulna muscle are the two main ones. Radius, radial. And then they both twist the arm too. So, or assist in it, I should say, because the biceps do twist the arm. There's a bicep that goes along this way and it twists the arm. Again, don't use me for your paper. I think we'll keep learning about this, though. It's interesting as you work it. I believe those forearm muscles help. Might be more just the wrist. I'm thinking now, there we go. Wrist, arms. Hadn't thought about it that way. You could be turning wrist, that'd be forearm, radial, and ulna. I think I figured it out. And then when you turn your whole arm, that's more biceps. Sometimes you just got to feel it out. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot in there with the forearms and all that stuff. Let's go ahead and do some shoulders. We're working just the front of the shoulders, pressing straight up, but we're going to alternate. So that's the deltoid, front deltoid. And we're just about done here. We worked pretty much all the muscles I can think of that are important. Couple more. Good. So let's set our weights down. And next we're going to do some neck muscles actually, and then we'll finish with some stretching. The neck muscles, what I want to do is, and you got to be careful, especially if you have osteoporosis, you don't want to break a neck bone or something, putting pressure on your neck bones. But what you can do is push with your chin this way, and then push with your hand that way, and try to kind of make some resistance. Just kind of push with your neck, little resistance. And then relax, turn it into a stretch by pushing it all the way and very gently stretching. Don't hurt yourself again. And then the same thing with the other side. Work it for strength first by pushing and pushing. And then stretch it. So you could work your neck muscles more. You just want to be gentle. So let's try it with pushing back. That's probably the muscle that's not used as much. Pushing back and then push forward on your head with your hands. Just be gentle, but activate those back of the neck muscles a little bit. And relax. Now just pull your head all the way down, nice and easy. Take a couple breaths. Good. All right, let's go ahead and just finish with a couple deep breaths here. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. Did some pretty good stretching earlier. Just finish with a couple breaths. Inhale. And exhale. All right, great job, everybody. We'll see you next time. Talk about more muscles. Have a great day and enjoy the weather.